Welcome back, everyone. Word of mouth. 2021 course walkthroughs. Today we have the fourth course. It's Anse Cocos. Anse Cocos is going to be the lowest par of the 5 courses, probably right down the middle of the hardest to easiest. You probably call this the third hardest or the third easiest. With the course par being 27, you got less room for errors, but your shot making is going to be just as important. You're going to find a couple times on this course that you're going to put the ball into spots that you wouldn't necessarily think is the right way to go. Without any other starting points here, we're going to move right into gameplay. So follow along and like, subscribe, and share the videos. Thanks a lot. Right now we got Anse Cocos, 4th course on the list. Generally, the par is about 27 under. 1 sometimes can be drivable, if not chippable. Without further ado, I will get started right now. I'd prefer to knock this one off when the pin's where it is, because my chip would have to be going over the edge of the bunker. So I think it's an easier thumb shot to line this up straight than to try to chip over the edge of the bunker from the rough. And almost made it pay, but we didn't. On to the next one. Another one, you can knock it pretty far up, but it's straightforward. We're just going to hit this ball way down the fairway. Look for a good, nice little thumb shot line in, maybe get a hole out, get some points. Something of the necessities. And we'll go with the hole out. Cover the hole out there, so we got 1 extra. Pretty simple holes, the first 2 on this one. Like I said, you can get 1 up pretty close for a chip. Those who are good shushers, very good opportunity for you there. Par 3, standard hole 3. Let this bad boy go. Let's let this thing run at it. I pushed it a little left. All right, now I think we start getting a little more interesting. This hole's more challenging than it looks, guys. With the uphill going into it, if you hit a club that's the right distance and you get it with that uphill, it's coming in at such a low trajectory that that first bounce is going to go way past on the green. So what you end up having to do is play a club lower than what you think. I'm going to hit the forward backspin here, but I want to have this so I can give it a ride. I can hit it pretty solid at this, or else I'm risking being short and going in the bunkers. The bunkers are a little deeper on this one, so you don't want to be in the bunkers. My main goal here is to hit right on the green, maybe even just short, but in that middle tunnel right before the pin, that it will bounce straight at it. We'll see if I can make it happen. And I got it there, no problem. So you could even look, and that was 1 club down. That was a 4-wood. I could have possibly hit a 5-wood full there as hard as I could. And it would have given me a chance to back it up more at the hole. Straightforward, you see what you're aiming at, which is a plus, but not a gimme shot, because you can have a lot of mishaps there. Now, what I found on this hole is that I really want to put the ball in here, right? I want to get into that tree line. I want to put it there somehow to do it. On this setup, I can move it to the left and pretty much have a straight shot. I don't even care if I hit the leaves on the trees down there. It will drop me down in a good look coming in. Didn't hit the trees, still perfect. I got a good look at the hole, straight shot. Not going to get a ton of spin, but you will get a little bit of spin out of the heavy rough. Did we get enough? And we did. So we got 2 hole outs so far. That's a good start. Richard said I have to start sending those to YouTube, and I didn't. I'm a jerk. Richard, you'll have to make a replay if you want it yourself. Another tiered green. Remember a trick I gave you on the last course? When the pin's up top, you can hit high tees with backspin, and it has very little risk of trickling down to the bottom tier. You don't really want to on a lot of these, because when we're hitting the tiered greens, we're hitting them with 9 irons and 8 irons. it's not going to roll up the hill very easily. So play it to the tier that it's on and make sure it doesn't fall down and go to the next one. This one, fortunately, very good look. We got a hole out opportunity here. I'm just going to flip this with roll and try to get it to kick straight in. Oh, very, very good effort, but if I might say so myself. Sorry, I might have broken my arm, patting myself on the back there. I'm very humble. I find this hole to be quite challenging. Not because it's hard. You see what you got to do. The problem is you got to get it to the left. It's key on this course to have the 8.5 driver. If I cut this a little too much and don't get it out right, the trees on the left side are going to come into play. So we want to have a swoop coming in at this. So we need to have this ball moving like this. Right? And we want to get that angle to come in like that so I can either hit the sand short, hit the green first, and still get it to check over to the left side of the green. It's harder than it looks, though. And this is going to take a pretty big swing. I'm going to have a little bit of cut on the 10.5. And then I'm going to throw it out just inside of the palm tree or whatever this tree is on the right-hand side. All right, so that's going to be the shot we're looking at here. Pretty much just like that. Now, if you have a right amount of cut, one, it will stay lower than that last tree coming in the green. And two, you'll get the ball to turn left on the bounce, which is fantastic when we're going at that green. Another par 3. This one's a little trickier. You got a little bit of uphill. You got some bunkers that are deep in front. I'm going to play up a club and hit it soft and try to backspin that in. Oh, God, almost 3 better. My gosh. Not a lot to do with that one except learn how to control your clubs at the right distances. Okay. I've thought of changing to a 9.5 driver here because I feel like the 9.5 driver high tee would clear this. The 8.5 absolutely does not, but the 10.5 does. Now, the reason I would want to do that on this hole is because the shot for us is going to be hitting it straight over these trees. The problem is the second shot ends up being around 300 yards in most of the time. It's tenable, but not optimum. I don't have a chance. I'm not going to be aggressive at the hole from 300 yards away with a wind directionally and not a ton of green to work with. So getting it up, hitting it up as far as I possibly can here is advantageous. On that setup, we didn't have any wind in our face, so we were able to get that out there pretty far, but I still have 285 in. I don't like that. I hit the 10.5, no pullback. I mean, really, you have a small, oh my God, you've got to pay attention. You're doing these videos and you're not paying attention. Oh, well, I missed a putt. I'm one better. All right, now, I haven't, nor do I think everyone has 100% figured this hole out yet. It's not a hard hole when you have the room on the right-hand side to make the cut through. But when you get a tee box over here, you can't get this around the right side as easily. You can still, but it's not as easy. There's a couple tidbits you need to realize on this hole too. Up near the green, the right side and the back side of the green slopes towards the green. So if you hit something from here with a cut and hit the right side of the green, it's going to bounce back left hard and get on. Now, is it going to be on to make it? No, you're getting yourself on for a putt. And on this setup specifically, I'm really just looking to stick the green, and I'll be playing this around the outside edge of this tree right here. I'm going to low tee this, and I'm going to cut it pretty hard. I don't want to cut it enough to hit the green on a fly, because if I cut it that much to have that angle, when it checks the green, it's going to shoot all the way across and possibly off on the left-hand side. I'm also going to low tee this. It just gives me a little bit less, a higher tee. I have more ways to hit the tree that's circled there right now. So with the low tee, we'll move this over. We got it all the way right. I'm going to cut it pretty solid and then get it out. Now I got a little lucky there, and I did everything I didn't want to do there. I didn't get that one out far enough. but I missed the tree because of the low tee. So a little lucky, but we put ourselves in position to have that luck. And that's part of it there too, mitigating the risk. If I had a stock tee on that, if I did a medium tee and did that same shot and missed it the way I did, I probably hit a branch and dropped down. Not as bad as it might seem, but it's a birdie at best then. This hole is pretty easy. Just hit it down the fairway, put it to a distance that you like to have your distance that you like to hole out from. Move on to the next hole. I think this hole's a little bit of a mistake. It's a par 3 that's not, it's offset every time. Hopefully we can get that one fixed, but it's downhill quite a bit. And remember, height is the one thing we don't have a number for to judge how far below us the hole is and how far above us the hole is. So this is where you got to get your feel into play and how much a 12 wind's going to affect your shot with certain elevations. The tee boxes will change the elevation, and since we don't know it, this isn't all a gut feeling here. I recommend playing the shot that you know is going to be safe. So here, I think I could get the 5 wood there, but if I miss it a little bit, I'm short, and short is a problem on this. It's water down there. So I'm going to move the tee over to the side. I'll hit a 3 wood. I'll hit it with bite, not backspin, because once again, if this thing holds up a lot farther in the air and lands pin high, bite will allow it to stop on that rough line in front of the fringe, but the backspin would pull it right off into the water. So we're going to go bite, medium tee 4 wood. And look, it's really long there, and I could have backspun it, but if I backspun that, I still think that has a chance to come off the edge. Instead, we get our birdie, we walk out of here, happy person. Straightforward hole. All you got to do is knock it down, way up the fairway as far as you can. You're never going to have a tree in your way. The only thing on the second shot is the uphill lie coming in. So this ball's not going to carry as far, and the bounce is going to be harder forward. Let's go with the 9 wood. Come up, come up. Oh, we had a good one looking there. Uh, 14. There's a bunch of options here. The high 5 wood and the high 4 wood and some tee boxes will clear this tree line. The one that's closest to us, that branch there, I think would be a bad one. So these two, those look like they might be in play on this look. So I think I'll be looking for another way around this. Now, the next play, and it's really either go over the top or you're going to be coming around the right-hand side, much like this. There's no real trouble in front. You do have a little bit of bounce, a little bit of upslope coming up the green too. So my suggestion would be to hit this pretty hard. Move the tee out here. I'm going to take the 8.5. I'll have backspin on it. I'm going to put enough cut to get it around the tree, and then I'm going to hit it pretty hard about 2.5. And it's going to be similar to this shot a lot when you're playing the cut. Obviously adjust it for where the pin location is and the distance away you are. Got a putt, make an eagle, walk out of here. Now, I have been told that in rare circumstances, one Jeff Harlow actually drove this green, but he was playing streaks, I believe. For the most part, just knock it up here. You get a 6 wood in, 5 wood in. Pretty simple shot. Remember now, though, we're going to have a dramatic elevation change. So I'm just going to flip this with bite. I could think of backspinning that, but with the elevation change, when that lands with backspin, that thing could take off right out into the water. We don't want water there. That's the bad thing. This hole feels like it's hole 18. Now, you do have an island out here. Well, let's get you guys a little circle here instead of that. Bang. You do have an island there, right? Let's see if we can get... That island there is rough, right? It's not one of these tricky plays where it's grass. So you lose a little distance and lose a little spin control. and you have an obstacle to go over top of. It's not a perfect spot to go, and I never go there. I go here, and my goal is to have this ball stop down before the sand, and on the right-hand side of the fairway there. You'll see it trickles down quite a bit. And when this trickles down, the water really isn't in play. I haven't had it roll through the sand. Sand isn't as bad as it looks. You can still get up and down from there. It's just hard to do. So I've been hitting this with roll and making sure I'm out to the right-hand side of the fairway. And watch, it will pretty much trickle up to where I want it to be. Now, I want to go a little farther than that, but since I'm far enough back, that 3-wood should stay under this. I don't trust it, though. We're going to hit the 10.5. I had to baby soft that ball up there, or else the thing would have carried the green. But I was well underneath it. We got another tiered green here. With this, I feel like on this tier, if you look at the tiered green, it's not a dramatic tier like some of the other ones. So I could let this one run with the 4-iron and trickle down to the hole. And I think I might actually do that here, but let's go with the 9-wood and cut it with bite. That was pretty safe to hit. I will say you're gonna be reluctant to do that with the 9-wood right away because the change on it yet, I don't think anybody has it adapted to it perfectly quite yet. Now on 18, there's only one shot I've played here, and it's the one direction. Every time on this hole, I'm going around the tree. It's either there or out here. Now, my trick here, okay, I'm always going to move it out to the left, all directionally, right? I want to have the biggest angle to come in from. So now this guarantees me I'm going to the left of these trees. I've been going with the club, never the club that's higher for me, unless I got a big wind in my face, because all I'm going to do is fly the green. And then I have to hit it softer than I want to. I can go with the 4-wood here and hammer this if I want to. But let's go with the 3-wood, half cut it, and then hit it solid. That's not where I want it. I don't like this chip. I don't think I can putt it, though. Maybe I can. No, we got to chip it. I knew I'd do that. I always hit those a little too soft. But we missed two shots that I should have stuck. Shot a clean round. Pretty straightforward course. Not a lot of trickery. The couple holes I showed you are good, and the ways that I hit them are pretty standard in going that way. So use some of those to your advantage, and you should have no problem with this course. Par on it is 27. If you drive one, obviously that makes it 28. It's not really drivable very often, but you can put it 20 yards away and have a short chip. So get out to it, get out to your bar, and start playing this darn course, and hopefully we'll see you on the leaderboards.